This is Go Math Purple, lesson 10.1. We're starting on time, so time to the minute. How can you tell time to the nearest minute? We're going to be starting to look at some clocks. So let's read our first problem. Groundhog Day is February 2nd. People say that if a groundhog can see its shadow on that morning, winter will last another 6 weeks. The clock shows the time when the groundhog saw his shadow. What time was it? So the question it's asking is, what time was it? And our answer isn't in here, but it's actually over in here. So the first thing, we're going to look at the clock. What does the hour hand tell us? So the hour hand is our shorthand, and that tells us our hour. In this case, it's between the 7 and the 8, which tells us it's a 7 o'clock hour. So our hour is 7. And what does our minute hand tell us? Well, our minute hand is our longer hand. It's over here. We can skip count. Each big number is 5. Each little dash here is 1. So when we're counting our big numbers, we can count by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it tells us our minutes, and our minutes are 35 minutes. So in 1 minute, the minute hand moves from one mark to the next on a clock. It takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to move from one number to the next on a clock. So we can count by 5s to tell time by 5 minutes. So if we started at 0, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, which actually gets us to the same place as on our clock. So if we look, we'd write it as 7:35. We'd read it as 7:35 or 35 minutes after 7. So the groundhog saw his shadow at 7:35, and we decided to add an AM here because we know up here that he saw it in the morning, and AM means the morning, whereas PM means the afternoon or the evening. So it's 7:35 AM. And then down here our question is this a reasonable answer? Well, is it a morning time? Yeah, it's a morning time. We know that he saw it. If we look here, our hour time is between 7 and 8. And 7:35 is between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So we know that that's reasonable. We're going to flip our page here. So time to the minute. We're going to find minutes after the hour just like we did before. If we look at our hour hand, it points between the 1 and the 2, so we know that it's 1 o'clock. In our minute hands, this time it's not on a big number, so we're going to have to get close. 5, 10, 15, 20, and then we're going to count individual ones. So 21, 22, 23. So our time then is 1:23. We don't know if it's AM or PM this time, so we're not going to put it. We're just going to put 1:23. So we could read that 23 minutes after 1 or 1:23. So we know that the hour hand tells us the hour, which is 1. The minute hand tells us the minutes, which is 23. Another way to do it is actually subtraction. So we're finding minutes before an hour. So if we look here, we see that our minutes is actually closer over here to noon, or to 12, which we count as a 0. Our hour hand is between 2 and 3, which means that it's 2 o'clock for the hour. And then our minute hand, we're going to count backwards from our 12, which counts as 0, 5, 10, 15, then we're going to do little ones, 16, 17. So I know that it's 17 minutes before 3. To find out what time that is, I can do subtraction. We know there's 60 minutes in an hour. 60 minus 17 is 43. So we know that it's 2:43.